I think, right?
Yeah, I'm excited.
I'm nervous.
Yeah, me too, a little bit, but I'm glad I'm here with my friends.
Yeah.
We're gonna talk.
It's better together.
Exactly. And we also have some questions from, as my mom would say, the peanut gallery that are here with us. So we're gonna pass those around and answer them. Just have some great conversations.
Okay.
All right. You guys ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
Okay, so I guess I'll pick the first one. Here we go. It says, whenever or if it is ever the right time, how will you know you are really ready to get married? You're ready for marriage?
Lord. Look,
One
talking
of
to
y'all go
people
first.
who is not nowhere near that time.
Yeah.
Okay. I can honestly say the old saying, when you know, you know.
Yeah.
You know, there's no real checklist. I mean, if you know you're in love, you know this is the person God has, positioned you with, has given to you to be a spouse or a partner, you kind of just got to follow through until the point where it's like, okay, it is time.
Yeah.
It's like, I guess it's something that kind of clicks. Like, we can't give you no checklist. I mean, I really don't know. But it's like, when you know, it's like, you know what? I'm gonna marry this girl or marry this guy. And then, for the ladies, you're waiting. Or for the guy, you're planning.
Yeah.
Ooh, I just said something. For the ladies, you're waiting. For the guy, you're planning. And you're planning to, to ask that question. But there is a couple things that you need to check. Does the person love God? That's the first thing. Is their relationship real, or is it play?
Right.
Because they can play to get to you.
Come on.
And then the other thing is, are they working? Are they serving? Are they worshiping? Do they have a sense of the things that you like, your values? Do they appreciate those? Do you feel as though they add to you and bring value to you, or are they taking from you? Then you can kind of, guess, where you're at. And wise counsel, ask your friends.
That's what I was gonna say.
Ask your parents, your pastors. They'll steer you in the right direction. We got
tell
two.
you the truth.
We got two that don't care. They'll tell you straight no.
Yeah.
So that kind of thing. What you think?
I'm a firm believer in everything that we do is intentional.
Yes.
So it's you ask the question, how do we know if it's the right person or the right time? But did you intentionally seek after God to have that answer revealed to you,
Yeah.
Or did we actually go out and really sit down and analyze this person to say, okay, are we evenly yoked at this point? Do we have the same thoughts, and do we have the same goals even? Because we talk about this broad overview of love, like I love this person, I love them, but is love really all that it's supposed to be?
Right.
Like there's more that comes along with that whole idea of love. Like, okay, are we really on the same page at this point in our lives to say, okay, let's get married? Because that's a permanent thing. This isn't temporary. This isn't like, oh, I tried a little bit and then I'm done with you, I'm gonna move on. It's permanent. So I think that we really do need to think about how intentional we are. And then when we get that answer, act upon it. Not, okay, God gave me the answer and told me no about this person, but I'm still going to pursue them because I want them. And that's what my flesh says. Because, that's a whole, that could be a whole nother thing. But I'm just saying, I think that we need to really take that into consideration and be intentional.
It's so important, like you said, to have that conversation. And we talk about it all the time, especially in this social media era that we're in. Like everything to be instant, right? But it's so important that you're taking the time, one, to make sure you actually know who it is you're with, right? And have that conversation, because everyone has a different idea of what love is.
Right.
So I need to know, okay, what is your picture of love? How does it match with mine? Are we in sync with each other in that way? But like Deke said too, like being able to seek counsel.
Absolutely.
Because Pastor Nick has shared his experience going through counsel with Bishop, and just how having that conversation with Bishop allowed him to think and see things in a different way and really make an adjustment of that question. Am I ready? Am I not ready? Like you said, it's such a special thing that we're able to go to our pastors for that too.
Absolutely. And they'll tell you straight up, yes
or no.
So,
Yeah, they will.
Yeah. So don't be afraid. Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid.
All right, what's the next one?
This one was sticking out, so I just grabbed it. It was easy. Okay. Ooh. All right. Do you think dating has become very superficial? People are just looking for the next Instagram post.
Wow.
I'm gonna pass that off to one of y'all first. Y'all go ahead.
I definitely feel that for some people it has become superficial because there's a lot of clout that comes with being in relationship, and when people see that and the attention that you receive.
For sure.
I wouldn't say that's fair to say for everyone.
Yeah.
But I don't know, it depends on, for me, like what you do.
I guess you can consider me a hopeless romantic. I like to believe that love is real and it exists in real life. But I think there's definitely a sense of pressure to be couple goals.
Yes.
Oh Lord.
You
have
know,
mercy.
people see pictures and they see videos of people being loving and affectionate, and naturally, who doesn't want to be loved? And people want that. They crave that. So it's like, oh, I want what they have, but you don't know what happens behind closed doors. You don't know what they're going through. You don't know what they've been through to even get to that point, or if it is even a front. So I think it's really just important for us to like monitor our own grass, water our own grass, so to speak, you know? The grass isn't always greener on the other side.
Right.
It's one thing to have an ideal, but to be realistic to the goals that you're going after, for sure.
So can we talk a little bit about that pressure? At least for me, when I was going to school, we had something called Ring by Spring, and everyone, made that dash to meet someone, get married, that whole process. So what was the pressure like for you, being single and just trying to navigate that whole life? I know that's not from the peanut gallery, but
You want me to go?
Yeah.
So because I saw you had a deep sigh. She needed a
go
moment.
ahead.
She needed a moment.
You go ahead.
I didn't have no pressure. Honestly, I enjoyed, I'm still single. I mean, I'm dating, but I'm single. I enjoyed the times when I wasn't dating. I enjoy it even more now that I am because I wasn't looking. I was focusing on me at that time because there was a lot of stuff going on with me that I had to get under control. So there wasn't a lot of pressure for me to be like, oh, such and such is dating. Where I never in my mind said when I find my girl. I never said that. It was just like, okay, well, I'm gonna keep doing what I got to do. And then, lo and behold, I found her while I was working.
yeah.
I wasn't looking for her.
Hey.
She wasn't looking for me. And at first, we weren't even trying to really do relationship stuff. And then it just was like, you know what? There's something here. Let's explore it. And we did. So, for those people who have that type of pressure, I would get it out of your mind of trying to pursue someone. Pursue you. Be your own best self. Do what you're supposed to do.
Yeah.
And when you're ready, that person will come. And 9 times out of 10, they're already in your orbit. You may not even know it, but they are. You may have had a conversation with them, or you may have seen them somewhere, and later on, you feel like, there's a connection that comes, that's organic. For those people who are pursuing, don't be predators. Don't do that. That's not good.
Please don't.
Because you're going to end up trying to go after something that only temporarily fulfills your appetite. And I'd rather you not do that.
Yeah. Do you think it's different for us being women?
Oh, absolutely.
I was about to say, I know it's different for you.
Absolutely. I can't even say was, still is. My number one dream in life is to become a wife and a mom. Ever since I was a little kid, I was the girl that had her wedding planned out by like 14. I knew all of my girls that were going to be my bridesmaids and this life that I was going to live. And I think now that I'm older, I'm very blessed to say that I come from 3 lineages of successful marriages between both sets of grandparents and my own mother and father. Shout out to my mom and dad. They will be turning 34 this year in July.
Nice.
And I'm super proud of that. And I think me wanting that because that's the example that I had. I'm at fault for it. You know, sometimes you push for something to happen because you want it so bad, and God is like, it's not your time. I'm still preparing you. I'm still molding you. I'm still shaping you. And that's such a hard concept to grasp, especially at this time in my life because I'm past 30. So now it's like, okay, God, this clock is ticking. And I think we forget that we serve a God that is the author of time, and we do not design our own time. And just to encourage a lot of women that are like, oh, where's my Boaz?
Oh, Lord.
Where's
He's
my
in the
other
book of Ruth.
Where's my other half? You know, he's coming, but you have to be patient in the will doing of God, and you really have to say, okay, at this point, God, just mold me and make me ready for that moment. And there's a blessing in the wait. There really, really is. I mean, I'm still waiting. I'm waiting with y'all. I'm still waiting. But I just know that when that day does come, it's going to blow my mind. And that's what I'm excited for.
I'm excited for you. Come on,
too, girl.
somebody.
And I think you hit the nail on the head. You know, for me, it's not so much, societal pressures, but the pressures I have for myself because I know that time is clicking. I want my parents to be able to see their grandchildren grow up. So it's like those little things that are, hitting at me the most now.
Absolutely.
So now I appreciate it. I appreciated what you said because that spoke to me. You have no idea.
Girl, that might be another conversation for another day. Okay, here's a good one.
Oh, boy.
Do you think being a Christian affects your outlook on dating?
Ooh. Yes. I want to say yes because we should not be dating like everybody else. Everybody else dates how they want to. We have to date according to, the will of God for our lives. Notice what I said, for our lives. Some people put these rules on all Christians, but what God has specifically told you what to do and what not to do. You feel the convictions, etc. So when you're dating, you have to have those boundaries. We shouldn't be over our person's house after 11 o'clock at night.
Okay.
We shouldn't.
Okay.
We shouldn't.
Okay.
Let's just put it out there. We shouldn't. We shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be going on vacations. We shouldn't be doing that because these things lead to what? Temptation. Right? So we want to have a relationship that glorifies God. We have to change the way that we date. And sometimes it's hard.
It's very
because
hard.
of social media and
Very
because
hard.
of other things. Like, I want to go on a vacation, but like, dang, I can't even do that because if I do, I'm not sleeping on no couch in no hotel room. Hello. These are the real aspects. I've spoken to other males who have dealt with things like this. And they were like, me and such is going on, I was like, I don't think you should do that.
But I think an important element of that too is making sure that you're keeping God in your relationship.
In your relationship first.
Absolutely.
Right?
Because he'll tell you no.
And
it's not even an audible no. It's a conviction like, I shouldn't even be doing this.
It's not going to feel right.
You already don't feel right doing it. So follow that, but I totally think as Christians, we should be dating totally different because the goal is in your relationship, give God glory. Through your relationship. Why do something contrary? It doesn't make sense because then you'll be wondering, okay, God, am I supposed to be with this person because I keep messing up? I'm gonna just leave that right there.
Let's go to the next question.
Mic drop.
All right, it says, we
Lord.
kind of hit on this a little bit earlier too. How do you, as a young single Christian, define love? Sister Ashley, let us know.
Probably because it's in my last name. Right? My grandmother, God rest her soul, would always tell me that to know God is to know love and to understand love. To be able to give the ultimate sacrifice so that people you don't even know people you've never even met, people that you don't know how they treat other people, things that they've done, could live a life free and full, is the greatest representation of love. And for me, as hard as it could be sometimes to exude that, because, God, your saints sometimes, how they can be.
Keep it real.
They try us. But to try to emulate that now more so when I was younger, love was very superficial. It was very tangible. Like, I could look at something and be like, oh, I love that. Or for instance, like if somebody's wearing a shirt that I like, oh, I love your shirt, it's so nice. And it became so ominous that people can just say love so easily. But to know that it's more than just a feeling, there's action behind it, right? So if we are dealing with even our friends, our friendships, and people that we might be dating, our family members even, to love them is to know that there is some action behind how they treat you, how they speak to you, and even how they treat you and speak to you when you're not even in the room. There's love in that, So I think if we could equate love to more so of an action than a feeling, then we might be on the right page.
It all goes hand in hand. You can't tell me that you love me without showing it.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's good. You next.
The original question is, how do I define love? I think that's it, along the lines, but I also do the, what is that? Love is patient, love is kind. These are the attributes of love. And then you have to ask yourself, and Bishop has taught this, put your name there. Is this person patient? Is this person kind? Is this person long? Because that's the attributes of love. And then if you can say to yourself, okay, I'm not there yet. Okay, that's honest. And you work towards being more loving in that area. But the basic definition of love for me is, as she already said, are you willing to give up everything for me in a selfless manner? Are you willing to go through hell and high water with me? Are you willing to cry with me? Are you willing to mourn with me, celebrate with me, be in the trenches with me? When things are dark, are you really willing to sit in the corner with me and rock me when I'm scared? Like, are you that person? Are you willing to go that extra mile, to give your last? These are the attributes of how I see love. Now, don't just tell me, like you said, don't just tell me, show me. There's different times where I can even say the both of you have showed me that you genuinely have love. Reaching out to me, making sure everything is good. I'm praying for you. Do you need anything? I'm here. But actually being there as well. These are the attributes. These are the characteristics. These are the definitions of love. You should be a walking definition.
Right. Yeah, I mean, we have a prime example of what that is when God sent His Son, sacrificed. I feel like in whatever relationship we're in, it should be modeled after that too. Am I willing to sacrifice for you when I really don't feel like it? But I love you enough that I'm going to do it.
All right. It's getting hot up here.
And it's not the lights.
It's not the lights. Do you think your dating life would be the same if you were not a Christian?
I hope that it would be the same.
Okay, that's fair.
Do I think it would be the same?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't even want to think about that because God chose me to be in this position, and I'm glad He chose me to be in this position.
Cool.
Okay. But I mean, you can't really say. I think because our steps are ordained, everything happens for a reason. Everything is purposely put in place for a reason. So I would not be who I am even in this moment right now if it wasn't for what God has already taken me through. I wouldn't be able to speak to the things that I could speak to now if He did not say, okay, this is going to be her design. This is going to be her walk. This is how she's going to be. I'm just glad I'm on the Kingdom team because there's nothing like it, okay? Like, I'm just, to know that there is somebody that literally puts these steps in place for you so you can be your best self in his eyes there's nothing like it.
Yeah. I would say yes, it would be the same because of the examples that I've seen in life. And I was like, I refuse to have my relationship be like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, okay, we're going to do this and do this the right way.
Right.
We're not going to do it the way that I've seen it modeled before me and the success and failures of that. So yeah, I think it would probably be the same.
Yeah.
Maybe, I'm just being
maybe
a little bit lax, but it still would be genuinely the same. The goal would be dating for marriage, not just dating to date.
Right.
You know, so.
Yeah, and I agree with that. You know, like you said, my parents have been a wonderful role model for me and what to look for in a relationship. And I think even outside of, you know, my religion, I would look at them and say, okay, that's what I want. You know, so.
Exactly.
Well, guys, this has been such a good conversation, but we are out of time.
We out of time already?
We'll have to come back and do it again, right?
All right, that's fine.
Yes, we do.
We can do it again.
So thank you so much for being part of the conversation with us. We hope that it blessed you and gave you some things to think about, right? You can still go ahead and share it, let a friend know to watch the replay, and be part of the conversation in the comments, okay? So we will see you again next month for our Focus Singles Ministry.